Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're basically going to be ranking the Angry Birds by how powerful they are. And it's like sort of how powerful they are and like sort of how useful they'd be in like real world scenarios, you know? Like if there was a problem, like would you want to like call on them to help you? If they were like dueling, who would win? Basically on a criteria sort of like that. And not every bird I know, so have to put stuff in I don't know LOL, but that's for later. But to start off the video, we're going with Terrence, but I'm pretty sure this is Angry Birds Seasons Terrence. I'm not 100% sure. But again, Terrence as a character, without a slingshot, he's kinda useless. I mean, he canonically can teleport, and he is basically a wall, and I'm just moving it up as I'm like thinking of all of his abilities. If he's above you, like in like a slope sort of thing, like if you're on the bottom of the hill and he's at the top, you've lost. Like you can't do anything. He'll just roll down the slope and you can't stop him. So Terrence, I think, at least Angry with Seasons Terrence goes in B tier. Next up, we have Chuck, but he has a rocket. Again, I have no idea where this is from at all. But I'm gonna just say it's Chuck, but now he literally has a rocket with him, and I'm pretty sure that's like that's like speed, but even more speed, or I guess speed, and with the rocket crashing into something being power. So that's pretty good, honestly. Like Chuck with a rocket, that's a deadly combination. Next up, we have Bomb with his electro powers. I think it's electroshock bomb, and I'm pretty sure this was like in the original Angry Birds where he basically gets this power where his ability is like now boosted, and it pretty much like stuns all enemies around him. And then that's like just super good. And I know that was a run-on sentence, but imagine being able to like pretty much it's like a taser, but it's like a radius around you. Like that is insane. I'm just saying. But that being said, like this is like crazy powerful. No one can even actually reach you because every time someone gets close, you just taser them, I guess, or use your ability. So that's pretty insane. But next up we have Icebird, and the thing about Icebird is it's like they can naturally survive in space, which is really good, and they can have ice powers, I guess. Again, I wouldn't say it's S tier, but being able to survive in space is actually kind of really useful, so I would put them in A tier. But with that being said, next up we have Terrence, but another one. This one's blue. I'm not 100% sure where he's from. I think I know he's in Angry Birds Toons. I'm pretty sure this is like canonically Terrence's cousin. Maybe he's in Seasons, but I'm gonna assume this from a Toon standpoint. I think that that's pretty good that you can just survive in colder temperatures, I guess. Isn't that useful? I don't know, but I'll put superhero Terrence or Seasons Terrence back there. But next up we have Stella, and Stella is like I guess powerful, but only creates bubbles. Like like bubbles aren't that useful. I think I would just put it in D tier. Now the blues, I think the blues go in B tier, and now this may be like a shock because it's like some people think the blues are really good, some people think the blues are really bad, but I think they're like meh because like their ability is garbage. Splitting into three isn't that bad, but it's just the fact that it goes through glass barely, it doesn't go through wood, and it can't dent. There doesn't even dent stone. So I think that like in terms of ability, the blues aren't that good, but like it's just the fact that the blues are three. It just anytime you're fighting the blues, it automatically becomes a 3v1, which I think is just a huge advantage. And again, if you're looking at a Toon standpoint, that's pretty good, especially with all the stuff that they can do. But next up we have this Rio bird, literally just a bird, like not like a cool one, like just a literal bird. So D tier. Next up we have Bomb, but Angry Birds Space. Again, I think they go in A tier because it's just like regular Bomb, but surviving in space. So I think all the spaceys and stuff should go in like A tier, except for one of them, which I'll go, well, two of them, which I'll go through later. But next up, with that being said, I think regular Bomb just goes in A tier as well. they're pretty much the same except one can survive in space. Again, the practicality and like how powerful it is just really nice. I would put it in S tier, but the thing is, like, I'm not sure if I should be counting this canonically, but like, if you count in like the Angry Birds movies, in order to use his explosion ability, Bomb has to get angry, and again, that requires a bit of charge up. So I don't think that deserves to be an S, but it's like the ability itself is actually godly. But with that being said, the next word is C3P yoke. Again, just literally C3PO, but bird. D tier, not really useful. Honestly, I would say useful, less useful than the regular bird, because at least the regular bird can just fly. I don't know. But next up we have Terabaka, which is basically just like Angry Bird Star Wars, Terrence or Chewbacca combined, I guess. And here's what I'll say: I think that they deserve to go in A tier because even though they can't survive in space, they can't really. They don't. They have a wall, I guess. They can't teleport, but he just has this like I forgot what it's called, but this thing was just filled with ammunition, which is super useful. Like if you were to pit all the birds against each other. So I feel like he goes in A tier. Not as good as Bomb's ability, I think, but still really useful. Next up, the regular Chuck, easy S tier. Um, I'll move I'll move this like that, I think. But being able to just go supersonic speed, so powerful. Like I I don't even know what to say. It's just being able to go at the speed of light, or like even if you look in Angry Birds tunes, and I know I'm looking to say Angry Birds tunes a lot because I'm just like opening up memories relating to this series, but it's just so good, like being able to go so fast. But now we go into the Stella birds, and I think I'm going to cover them all at once because I feel like that just makes things easier. But first off, we have Dahlia, who their ability allows you to go through solid blocks, which I think that's pretty good. You can't survive in space, obviously, but I honestly think that's better than Bomb's ability, just for the fact that it's like you don't even have to go through the effort of becoming angry. You can just become, you can just go through blocks themselves. And I'm pretty sure canonically she is like the strongest out of like Stella's flock. So that's an extra added bonus, and she's just has a natural higher intellect, so or she's smarter, so that's another bonus added to it. Again, no, I don't think it's as good as being able to literally survive in space, but still pretty strong bird. Next up, we have Gale. Gale. I'm pretty sure her ability is sort of like a weaker Mighty Eagles, but like way weaker. I'm pretty sure that's what it says on the wiki. So I honestly think that goes in like low A. Again, isn't that bad? Isn't that good? I don't know, but I think it's just better good than bad. I really don't have much to say. I'm pretty sure I watched the Angry Birds Stella series like once. I think maybe I'm not 100% sure, but I think she like tried to throw Stella off a cliff into a volcano at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing that up with something else. But next up we have Poppy, who their ability basically allows you to just drill yourself into the ground. Again, eh, eh. I think that goes in C tier. Again, I guess it's like a defense or a defensive sort of thing. It's like if you can just dig underground and be safe, but it's like, isn't that useful? And by the way, their ability is just like you drill downwards. So it's like Matilda's ability, except it's like you go downwards with the egg, except that there is no egg and it's just you. But yeah, I don't think it's that useful. I would preferably use other things. But next up we have Luca, who their ability is like sort of like Obi-Wan Kabumi's, like sort of like a force ability. And I honestly think that's pretty useful. B tier. I'm pretty sure Luca's just a literal child, so C tier. Next up we have Willow, who their ability is to basically, I'm going to be using my mouse cursor as an example, but pretty much what you do is you're in air and then you press the screen, and basically Willow's going to spin around a bunch, and when you let go of the screen, whatever direction Willow is facing is the one that she'll be launched towards, which again could be really useful for trick shots, I guess, but, and like, actually no, because you can just suspend yourself in midair for like infinite amounts of time. I think that Willow goes in like decently B tier, just because it's like other birds can reach her, but it's like being able to be in air and being able to like go in any direction you please. Honestly, is pretty strong. But with that being said, I do feel like the next bird, Hal, um, I don't think he's that useful because he has this boomerang ability, but that's A, the only thing he has, and B, without a slingshot, he's useless. That's the same reason that Terrence isn't an S or something, because without a slingshot, all he can do is teleport, and all Hal can do is just sit there, I guess. So he's in D. I don't think he's honestly that good. But next up, we have Ham Solo from Angry Birds Star Wars, and again, he just shoots three blasters. I don't think it's that good. I would preferably like use other things. Like why use Ham Solo and you can just use regular Chuck or something, right? So I don't feel like he deserves to be in the higher tiers. But next up we have, I have no idea what this is. I'm assuming this is like a power up or something, but I just want to call it Wi-Fi Red, and I have no idea what this is. Like, I have no idea what the ability is. I have no idea what game it's in. But so if someone in the comments can tell me, then I would appreciate that because I literally have no idea what this is. But next up, we have Space Chuck, or Chuck from Angry Birds Space. Again, it's literally Chuck, but he can survive in space. Easy S tier. Now we have Princess Leia, or Stella, I guess, from Angry Birds Star Wars, and basically uses a taser sort of thing. Not taser, but it's like a sort of like a force ability. It like goes forward and it hooks onto a pig and it like pushes them around or whatever, pushes them towards Stella or pushes them away. I'm not exactly 100% sure on the details, but I honestly think that that's pretty good, honestly, but it's not like that good. I honestly think I'm gonna go with B because being able to like manipulate stuff, like basically using the force, is pretty good. And as you can see, I'm gonna like go ahead, but like with Obi-Wan Kaboomy, you can only like manipulate the force in the area in front of you, which again, like canonically, he would be able to use the force wherever he pleases, but I'm taking this from like a half canonical, half game point standard. So whatever. But with that being said, Redkin Skywalker, I think that's his name. I'm pretty sure. No, that's Anakin's. Luke is Red Skywalker. Yeah. So I think he goes in A tier, honestly, because he has a lightsaber, and so again, I feel like that's better than Dahlia's because with Dahlia, it's like you can phase through blocks, but like, what's the point of phasing through blocks? And you can just cut through them, right? And then it also has combat abilities with just literally being a lightsaber. So I think that's pretty good. Again, you can't survive in space, which is a downside, but whatever. Next up, we have Matilda, and I don't think that Matilda should go in high, but I don't think she should go in low. I think Matilda should go in middle B tier or low B tier because her ability basically makes it so that when you use it, you poop out an explosive egg and then you get launched upwards. Without a slingshot, you're kind of useless, and even in Angry Birds tunes, it's like Matilda's mostly just a peaceful bird. I almost yawned there again, so I'm kind of sleepy. But yeah, I don't think that Matilda is just like the bird you would go to or like the strongest bird or even like a strong bird in general. So I think that Matilda just should go in B tier. Next up we have this dragon thing. I have absolutely no idea what this thing is. This looks like a fanfic OC character, and I have no idea what this is, so I don't know. Mighty Eagle, don't need to talk about it. S tier. The ability to destroy an entire stage in a second is absolutely stunning. Yeah. Now, Obi-Wan Kaboomy, as I said, he can use the Force. It's sort of like, what's her ability? So I'm going to put it in B. I said, what's her ability? It's Stella's. But next up, we have Bubbles. And this is Bubbles that can survive in space, I think. Yeah, he has the pattern. So I honestly don't think that Bubbles is that useful. Because like in a real world scenario, like or not real world, but like like a fighting scenario, all you can do is expand. Now, expanding is pretty useful as like a burst option, but oh wait, now you're several times bigger, and now enemies can hit you really easily. So, I don't know, like, if it's that good. I would put space bubbles in B tier on it. No, actually C tier. This being able to expand again can be useful, but it's like after it's useful, it just becomes a detriment in every single possible way. Now, regular bubbles again is even less useful. The only reason that space bubbles is higher because they can survive in space, but I don't think bubbles is that useful. Change my mind. Try and change my mind in the comments you can't. But now we have, I'm going to regret saying that, but next out we have space bubbles, or not space bubbles. Now we have Angry Bird Star Wars Blues, and Angry Bird Star Wars Blues is basically just regular blues, except now has a helmet, which I guess is pretty useful in terms of like protection. So I'll give them some credit for that. Now we have Space Red, and the thing about Red is that they don't have any abilities, which is pretty useless. Again, being able to survive in space is like, I guess, cool. With that being said, regular Red is also pretty useless. But again, being able to survive in space is nice, but it's like, I would rather be able to just like dig underground quickly rather than be able to survive in space, because it's like you can't even do anything because he has no ability. But with that being said, I do feel like that this Red, though, does have an ability. I forgot what exactly it is. I'm pretty sure it's like Obi-Wan Kaboomies. I know this isn't the original Angry Birds game. I'm pretty sure this is like one of the worlds or whatever that you'd go to. So I think that I don't exactly remember though. But I'm pretty sure it is good, though. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but don't quote me on this. So I'm just gonna put it in B tier for, like, I don't have no idea. So this is, like, the middle of the tier list. So it's neither bad nor good. Next up, we have Silver, which is basically Hal, but Silver. Again, oh wait, no. Silver goes downwards. Basically the tunnel. Yeah. They're pretty much the same. The Poppy and Silver are interchangeable, whatever. This is like this looks like Mighty Eagle, although knowing how Angry Birds is, it could be an entirely different bird. So someone will have to tell me what this is. Also, what this thing is also looks like an OC. I feel like that's a common trend with all these things. But yeah, regular Stella goes down here. Space Terrans again. Honestly, being able to be in space since there's no gravity is really useful. Because if you go into a planet, or like you go near a planet, you pretty much become a living asteroid. And even in space, you're just so bulky that it's like it's just like you're an asteroid. Pretty much. I already said that, but I honestly think that space Terrans should go in like A tier, pretty much. And then regular Terrans, whatever. He'll go down here. And with that being said, actually, I'm gonna move this here because being able to move supersonic speeds in space is honestly pretty good. But I think, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's my tier list. Um, Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. I'm gonna go take a nap now. And, well, yeah, that's all. See ya.